Hi there. I want to show you the work that Selena and I did together to update her website from a WordPress.com site to a self-hosted WordPress site. So you can go to WordPress.com and you can get a website, you can pay for it, and you can do some things to it. But in Selena's case, she wanted to add in the ability to do lead capturing from her website, like with lead pages and with pop-ups. And with WordPress.com, you can't install a lot of plugins, so that's why we needed a change. Something to note about her site is she really loved it, exactly the way that it is, or it was. So really my challenge was to do my best just to migrate her site over and honor the design that she already had in place. So we made some changes to the appearance, but not much. For instance, on her original site, her header's much smaller. Here, it fills the page a little more welcoming. Um, on the new site, our navigation bar is pretty much the same. It's a little bit lighter than the original, which gives the opportunity for her to stand out at the top, and then for her call to action to stand out, and her text to stand out a little bit more, her body copy. So down here, before she had a social media feed, but she had her opt-in way down at the bottom, and so we talked about improving that for to get the opt-in closer to the top of the page to increase some of the traction she could get from her site. On her About Me page, you'll see here on the new site that her images are worked in throughout her text, which it makes her story a lot more inviting because we have those photos throughout, so you see them easily. And on her original site, she has so this is an archive, so it's going to load slowly. She has her text, but then her images, which are great images, they're all at the bottom. And a lot of people, don't want to work their way all the way to the bottom of a site to see the images. It's more inviting if they're worked throughout the content. So a minor update we did there to make things more inviting. And then her blog, she now has a blog excerpt and an image, a blog excerpt and an image. So it's very easy to scan to see what you're interested in and then read that particular article. On her old site, she would have her full article, or I think it's her full article, and then a huge image. So the challenge here is that a lot of people, yeah, it's a large, it's the full article. So people like to scan, and they like to scan quickly. And I'm being patient with this page because I know Selena, but a lot of people just want to do a quick walkthrough like this to see what you're talking about before they dig any deeper. So those are some of the changes we made. We definitely stayed right at her budget. We did not push for a whole lot more in design. We did add, let me show you something here. We added the functionality um, of a pop-up, which she did not have before. So somewhere in here, it should show us. There it is. So her pop-ups on, an on-scroll kind of pop-up. Once you've gone down a certain amount of the page, then you get the pop-up instead of it showing right away for you. So we added that in, which increases the odds of her collecting email addresses and engagement, and she didn't have that on her old site. Now, what really started all this was the lead pages issue, and she couldn't install the lead pages plugin on her WordPress.com site. So that is something she can now do, and she can also, she also is tying into her MailChimp account and things like that to help increase the way that she can use her website to market her business. Now, I know she's got some things coming up in the future here, and so I can't really talk about them right now, but I can tell you that we will be able to take her site and launch her new offerings coming up here without having to change it. We can just activate some of the features in the site that currently aren't visible. So this site is primed and ready for her to grow just as soon as she has her new offering fully developed, which is very exciting that she doesn't have to do a whole revamp. This is a very flexible layout. It can grow with her as she needs.